One of the most common mistakes poker players make when acting from the big blind is not adjusting their strategies according to the amount they have to pay to see the flop. And in today's video, I want to show you exactly that, so make sure to watch until the end. Big blind strategies. In a moment, I will demonstrate how the big blind plays against someone who opens from an early position. Keep in mind, this is ChipEV only, and poker is a very dynamic game, so don't take charts as face value. Almost any situation in real game has something specific which could affect our strategy. Now, let's go here, and I want to point out that I'm going to use simplified strategies, and in order to do that, I'll use the simplification feature at Preflop Academy. And here in the first image, you can see how the strategy looks originally, and in the second image, you can see what happens when we turn on the simplification. The conditions for the simplification are down below here, so you can read that, and I'm going to show you later in the app. Before we go to the next slide, I want to say that there are many factors which we should consider before making a decision, and on the next slide, I have listed some. The optimal strategy from playing from the big blind depends on a lot of factors. Here is a short list of some of them, and actually you can write a comment down below what you consider is the most important when defending big blind. However, the topic of the video is going to be the first thing on the list. And to say it in a different way, what is the size of the raise we are facing? Again, I think everybody knows that, but at least the beginners or not so much experienced players, they find reasons to play different hands, even though the sizing is not that good for them. And at the end of the day, how much you have to pay for a hand to play is pretty important about that if the hand is going to be plus EV or not. So let's start with the mini raise. Against the mini raise, we are facing pretty good price to defend. We have to pay only one big blind more to see the flop. That's why we're not folding much. We are folding only 25%, even though we are playing versus early position open. Take that in mind. And actually, how you play your big blind is really important for your win rate, since this is the position from which we play the most hands. Later on in the video, we're going to see also different sizings. And now let's go to 2.3. We can see that even such a small change in the raise size, we start to fold a lot more hands. From 25 folding, we go to 38 folding range now. And at the same time, our calling range decreases. You can see the comparison here. I also want to say that these two sizes are probably the ones that we face most often, which is also very important. And the other ones we face not so much, but still it happens in game, so we have to know how to play versus 2.5x and against 3x. And we can see that against 2.5, now we fold 50% of the range, we call less than before, and against 3x, we fold 68% of our range, which is a lot. We can see that here against 2.5x, this is the first place when we start folding suited combos, and the first place when we start folding offsuit ace-x. And now versus 3x, you can see that we fold a lot of suited hands, and we can say about the defending range that from the offsuit part, we're defending only broadways, actually. And all the connectors and gappers, they're gone. So even versus a 3x, I think some players will find an excuse to defend 10-9, 9-8, ace-8, jack-9, for example. Maybe 7-4 suited, 10-6. It makes a straight after all. So we have to play it 6-3, you know. But the price just is not good enough. It will be tough to play post-flop. The pot is getting bigger, the SPR is getting lower. So there are many factors that put us in not so good position after the flop when we face this sizing. And the next slide is pretty cool one. Now we see the comparator feature in Preflop Academy. Here we can see side by side ranges and compare them. I have added the 4 ranges here against 2x, 2.3x, 2.5x, and 3x side by side, so you can see. And I hope you notice, but one thing that doesn't change in the strategy in terms of percentage is our top range. It's actually close to identical, and there's something more to say about that later on in the video. Next, I want to show you one more feature that you can use in Preflop Academy, and it's pretty cool. That's the Edge. And when you turn it on, it basically shows you the bottom of the range. You can see here we have conditions for 3 different color codings, and yeah, it's like just amazing way to visualize bottom of the range. That's pretty cool to see when you're studying. And on the next slide, what I made is, let's see. So again, we have the 4 ranges, but this time all of them are with the edge turned on. So now we see the bottom of the range against every sizing. I would say that it's pretty cool feature. You can even add more ranges here. I personally have tried up to 8 charts, but I'm not sure if there is any limit. You can do that for different charts, just add them to Comparator and take a look side by side what are the differences. Actually, let me show you in the app itself. So I was looking at ChipEV for 20 big blinds, big blind against early position for 20 big blinds, but in the simulation we used 30 big blinds opening range. Simulation is nodelocked, and I want to look only at simplified strategies. I'm going to turn this on. Now you can see how the strategy changes once again. And here is the range comparator feature. You just click on the scale and add a range, and when you're done, you go to the right. For example, you click here. Now you see the range started there, but I also want to add the other ones. So I go here, click again, 2.5x, click again, against 3x, and now all of the ranges are here in the comparator, and we can see them side by side. We were folding 25%, then 2.3x we fold more, 2.5x we fold over 50%, and against 3x we fold most of our range. Now this is a pretty cool way again to display the ranges side by side, and we can see the tendency that as the price to see the flop gets more expensive, our part of the folding range gets bigger and bigger, and calling ranges get smaller and smaller. That's one thing. You can see again the calling range like that. The calling range is getting smaller and smaller. One more cool thing to notice here is that the raising part, at least as frequency, is not really changing that much, and that's pretty cool to see. If you want to see the bottom of your range, you just turn the edge on and you can see it displayed there. And if you don't have an account in Preflop Academy, make sure to register. There is a free version that you can just try. Another good feature in Preflop Academy that you can use, for example, if you want to run your own simulation, you can just export ranges from our app, and to do that you just click on the range, click here on the sheets, and you choose which one you want to use. Then the ranges are ready to be exported. You click here and then you're ready to paste them in app of your choice. So this is it from the website, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I want to say that what I'm showcasing here doesn't give you a green light to become the godfather of all nits and start playing only premium hands from the big blind. The whole idea is for you to be more aware that the sizing really matters in some cases. And one more thing that you could think about is how you could actually use bigger raised first in to your advantage when you're the raising player. So explore the charts, think about the mechanics, but don't follow them blindly or try to copycat them. And now let's go for the summary. Here is the summary, cool graph where you can see how the folding range increases and how the calling range decreases. Also the raising part is like not changing. And yeah, definitely I would say this one, stop defending with a wider range when you see 2.5x to 3x. You don't need to do that. You don't need to defend every hand. Of course, there are other factors that we can consider, and the price you have to pay to see the flop really makes a hand plus EV or minus EV. So be aware of that. And if you're looking for helpful strategies and want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on social media. Let me know in the comments what type of videos you would like to see next. This is it for now, guys. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up and let me know in the comments.